Hey everyone, I am back today. Spent the afternoon at Sebring, which was great. Had a bunch of great sessions, which was wonderful. So thought I'd bring everyone up to speed, have an analysis of the last week or so between Daytona and Sebring, and we'll take a look at what we have. So up front is the front tire. So this again is the front passenger side. There is still a lot of wear in between, so still in really good shape. Has a few track days left in it. I will say that both front and rears, or the entire set, have 11, I think it was, heat cycles between Daytona and Sebring. So they've got quite a few, but they were still incredibly grippy at the end of the day today. The back tire, we are end of useful life. There is really not a lot left. It was still gripping. I was still making laps, which was great. It was a lot of fun, but I did notice that I was starting to lose a little bit of grip. It was also at the end of the day, so it was a bit hot, and I was tired. So I would say that. But they're near end of useful life at this point, so at least on the rear set. But again, that's like 110 laps. I do have, and here's the driver's side. I'm going to pull up real quick. So this is what I did today with the Nankang CRS. You can see that the best lap was a 21.3 and optimal lap was a 219.57, which are really, I think, incredibly good laps. I actually jotted down what I was doing with three different versions, and I apologize about that. And I probably ought to spend more time on the computer trying to figure out how to do this in a Word doc so it's easier to see. However, the Goodyear Supercar 305 30 R20s, new stickers, I would get my best lap was a 2-minute 23.2 seconds. According to the Garmin, the optimal lap was 2 minutes 22.7 seconds. So that is the Goodyear Supercar. Then I go to the Nankang's CRS. The big difference is that this is a P325 3020 versus a P305. But again, if Goodyear made a 325 either in the Supercar or the 3R, I would use those. But they're not available. They don't make them. So again, this is a slightly bigger tire on the CRS. I went to Sebring. I went to Daytona and had 70 plus laps, so that they were worn and had 7 heat cycles before we even got to Sebring. And the one thing I will mention is the Nankangs, even the AR1s, they really do like to be heat cycled in advance. They are stickier, they work better, and they last longer if they've been properly heat cycled. I actually buy mine from Phil's. I pay for the heat cycling, which I think is really helpful. They really do last longer. They recommend that you do a second heat cycling as well. I generally don't do that, but regardless, I wanted to point out that I did pay to have Phil's do the heat cycling before they were sent to me. Again, Sebring times best lap time was a 2-minute 21.3 seconds, and then the optimal time was a 2-minute 19.5 seconds. So when you compare the two, the Goodyear Supercar to the Nankang, I was 1.9 or almost 2 seconds faster per lap on used Nankangs, and you can see that there's a significant difference. It's 3.2 seconds from an optimal lap, which again, what does that really mean? I don't know. I've gotten optimals, but they're hard to find. They're hard to hit. And then Looking at the Goodyear F1 3R, again 305, much like the Supercar, They don't make a 325, so a 305 30 R20. Again, this not the times were with it new stickers, and again, it was a 218.9 at Sebring, and interestingly enough, very rare, but my best time was in fact my optimal time. And then if you compare the Goodyear 3R optimal to the Nankang CRS optimal, it's only roughly a half second apart. So what I would say is that, wow, these CRS tires are amazing. They are arguably nearly as good as the Supercar 3Rs. I will say that today when I was at Sebring, in turns 1 and turns 17, when I was pushing really hard, I was getting the squeal of the 200 treadwear Nankang, so that they were screaming quite loudly. I think one of the corner workers was basically looking like I had like there was a fire truck out at the on the course. But at any rate, so that was quite fast, but they were squealing quite loudly. And with the 3Rs, they were a softer compound. It's a 100 treadwear compound with the Goodyear 3Rs, and generally I don't hear anything out of them. They just, stick like glue. So, aside from that, I would argue that this tire, from what I've used and tested and other tires that I've tried, quite frankly, is the closest thing to the Goodyear 3R. And in point of fact, I've liked it so much that I've already ordered another set, and obviously it's a good thing because my rears are near the end of life here. It's really kind of hard to see, but there's really not much left. I could have stayed out there and had some more laps, but it was a diminishing return in terms of lap time. But the fronts are really good shape. Not certain whether or not I'll just put a pair of Nankangs back on, whether I just throw them on the back and keep the fronts on there, or maybe I'll take the fronts, put them on the back rims, and burn those off and put new ones up front. So I'll have to figure that out. But at any rate, I did order an additional set of 4 to come in, and I would highly recommend trying these if you're interested in trying a different tire, one that actually has an incredible amount of longevity and is really sticky. So at any rate, if you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the channel below, and I hope all is well. Thanks. Bye.